the button, push the button, push the button. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to this installment of the Four Horsemen podcast. I am Hudson Valley Prepping and Survival, your host for this Four Horsemen podcast. My co-pilot here, the Livingston Man. And then, of course, we have, go ahead, bring him on over, Vision Preparedness in the house. Thank you for being with us tonight, my friend. And our good buddy, the Roaming Prepper. Thank you for joining us this evening. I have some questions on tap for y'all tonight. But first, Livingston Man, roll that beautiful beam footage. Oh, that's funny. That was funny. No, you have to. What is it? Present screen. Present. Present a scene, right?
Yes.
Present a scene. Yeah. I think you got to click that button. Then
video file.
Yeah, I did it.
There. Yeah, that's it. That's it.
As
Oh,
hell.
okay. All right.
All the controls are weird.
Oh yeah, it's all different. Livingston Man, roll that beautiful beam footage.
Apocalypse now, 4 horsemen riding dirty. Death on the left, keep the Glock sturdy. Famine in the kitchen, hunger like a beast. War paint ready, unleash the inner beast. Pestilence drop, spread fear in the streets. Disease hit the block, no doc can compete. Horseman information, skies turning black. Future looking bleak, no turning back. 4 horsemen riding on the edge of night. Chaos in the wake, no end in sight. 4 horsemen bringing dark to the light. End days marching, get ready for the fright. Death smirking, souls counting in the tally. Coffins on standby, final ride in the alley. War ain't a game, got the war drum stumping. Battalion on the move, always be something. Famine hit the block, food vanish in the mist. Empty pots, empty bellies, can't even twist. Pestilence lingering, bodies hit the floor. Disease knocking at the door, can't ignore. 4 horsemen riding on the edge of night. Chaos in the wake, no end in sight. 4 horsemen bringing dark to the light. End days marching, get ready for the fright.
Very cool.
Fantastic. Yeah, that's one of my favorites. Thank you for helping me with that, Livingston.
Man,
Where can I get a t-shirt? Where can I buy a t-shirt?
That one?
Yes.
Or this one?
got
The Teespring shop in the link.
Okay.
It's gonna take like 6 months to get
I
to
don't
you,
care.
so be
I don't care.
patient. There's a couple different colors available. I went with the white for effect for the Livingston Man. It's really a test to see how long he can keep it clean.
You're like Spy versus Spy, the white shirt and the black shirt
Yeah, totally.
without the
I
hat.
gotta get me one of those. I like that.
Thank you, sir. I believe the link is in the description section. I've redone the description section here at Hudson Valley Prepping and Survival and tried to save it to YouTube, so I will see if it works or if it carries over. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to this installment of the Four Horsemen podcast. Grit and Grace, good to see you. Scott Hummer, K. Paul, Rum Runner, Mad Shad, some random dude, LMDMT, good to see you. Michelle P&W, good to see you. Half-ass ready in the house. Juby Joe, Live, Laugh, Love, Maggie, Moldy Soldier, Nemesis Enforcer, Tucked by V1. Good golly, I'm going to say names all night long. Southern Tier Prepper, she said. Johnny Highwoods, Juby Joe, Jason M. Schmidt, good to see you. Scott Hummer in the house. Thank you guys for joining us tonight on the Four Horsemen podcast. You rock, and we appreciate you being here. I have some questions for the panel this evening, and the first question I'm going to go with tonight is beyond the big one, right? Everybody, when we think about preparedness, we think in extreme terms, right? We're always prepping for the big earthquake, the big tornado, the big hurricane. But what about the smaller things, the overlooked, the things that you believe that everybody out there listening should implement today to improve their overall resilience, regardless of the severity of a potential event? The roaming prepper. I'm going to kick this one to you
Sure.
first, my friend.
So I would say in the next 2 weeks, look at what you get day to day and make sure you have enough of that. And that may sound funny, but whether you get laid off, which has happened to me in my career, or someone winds up in the hospital, it's happened to all of us, or some other day-to-day problem. You have groceries at home. A, it's money you don't have to spend, and B, you don't have to go running around the store. Who's going to babysit the kids while I have this other one in the hospital? The basics: food. Make sure your vehicle has gas. You don't want to have to go to the hospital at 2 in the morning and realize you have to stop and fill up on the way. Folks, look at what you do in the next 2 weeks, and those kind of little things you pick up at the store, going to and from work. Make sure you have enough of those in the house, because at 2 in the morning something happens, and whether it's a pipe leak or someone has to go to the hospital, you don't want to have to worry about that stuff.
Very true. Very true. Let's Livingston, man. I'm going to throw this one to you next, good sir.
Appreciate it. I did want to chime in on this question. I liked it. Short and skinny of it is, I guess, restate your question, just not only for I want to articulate properly for once.
So beyond the big ones,
the minutia, the things people don't really think of.
Correct.
All right. But I'm going to paint with a real broad brush here, though. Is I think that what people need to do is kind of take themselves with a grain of salt. It's these minutia, these trivium, these things that you don't think of until they happen at 2 in the morning, like Pete said. Do you know how to do things like plunge a toilet? Do you have a fire extinguisher? Do you have smoke detectors? Are you are you paying attention? Like it's all falls on you. You are your own first responder. You have to kind of live your life and enjoy it as best you can, but you have to have safety. If not prepping and survival, then consider it safety in mind. Because the idea here is don't die. Imagine you didn't know that you shouldn't throw water on a grease fire. Imagine you didn't know you shouldn't stick a fork in a toaster. Ignorance is worse than stupidity. Ignorance, can't blame them. They don't know. Stupidity is when they know better and test it. I'm going to leave it with that.
All right.
Very good.
So, the common sense, keep the common sense approach to things. And
question everything. Why? Be like a toddler. Why? If you saw my Wikipedia and Google search history, you'd be like, what the heck? But it's because I just soak up stuff. You never know when you may be presented with a situation. You're like, actually, I read this one time, and here's what you can do.
Very true. Very true. Vision, preparedness. Your thoughts on the overlooked things, the small things that folks can do today to be better prepared for even the small things.
Yeah. First of all, do you have over-the-counter meds? Enough of them, for those of you that have allergies and all that. Do you have Benadryl? Not only for yourself, but for your pets as well. Benadryl works, antihistamine, whatever. Over-the-counter drugs. Do you have batteries? AAAs, AA's, C's, D's, whatever, E's, F, G's, take a pick. There's nothing worse than having a power outage and you go grab your flashlight and turn it on and it doesn't come on. Do you have enough batteries? Do you have extra batteries? Things like that. The mundane stuff. I saw a comment in the chat. If a tornado warning goes off and it's in your area, do you know where your shoes are if you have to go to the basement? You know, the little things. Can you walk through your house in absolute pitch darkness with not a light on or a flashlight? You should be able to maneuver. I know stepping on those Legos is a death threat.
Bro, I can do it over a huge dog that only lays in doorways and several cats that will actively try to kill you.
Exactly.
I can do it already, so I'm prepped in that. Yeah, I like that.
Yes. And if your OTCs are expired, replenish them. They lose 80% of their effectiveness. I'm with you. I can step over Cole because I know where he sleeps every night. He sleeps one of 3 spots. And if he's in the path, I'm going to step right over him and keep it moving in the dark. So, those are some of the things. Batteries.
That kind of thing can work defensively for your household as well.
Yeah.
Like, because a potential alleged intruder is going to fall ass over head over Cole if he really indeed makes it that far.
Yeah, he ain't gonna make it that far.
Used to be a person that hated like creaky doors and like that floorboard creaks and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But like, listen, those are like poor man's burglar alarms, man. Like you
Yes.
know
Oh,
what's
yeah.
going on in your house. Like,
Yep. I'm with you. I refuse to oil those doors that when you open them, they creak. I won't do it because for that exact reason. Yes.
Yep.
The squeak in the floor, man. The squeak in
Yes.
the floor is going to tell me when you're coming down that hallway.
Yep. Definitely.
Fantastic. I think those are all great answers to the question. And man, I got to tell you, to get back to the OTC meds today, we found we were going through the med preps, right? And we found in the back of the closet was the box that I had bought, years ago and stuffed in the back of the closet just to have a little bit of extra this and extra that.
Yeah.
And my wife's pulling it all out to try and make a med kit for my son who's headed off to college. And lo and behold, like most of the OTC meds in it and all of like the Neosporin and stuff is well past its expiration date, unopened, but well past its expiration date. So it's important to cycle that stuff out and remember that you shoved that first aid kit in the back of the closet because I forgot about it. And now there's a lot of wasted stuff in there that I didn't cycle out and I didn't use. So wasted money with the preps. That's what sucks. Don't waste your money. Don't waste your money. See one of these guys, man, they've got great videos on great products that they've reviewed themselves. They trust in. We're never going to push garbage on you. All these guys, Vision Preparedness
I did a video about GoPros once, but
links up the wazoo, man. The Roaming Prepper has written a book on preparedness. He, you know what I'm saying? The guy's got it covered here. And if
esteemed author, right?
That's right. The esteemed author, The Roaming Prepper. Let me see here.
Like, shit, let me readjust my
I do have another question for everybody.
I hit the table and I saw like half my head disappear. I'm like, that's creepy. Hold on.
So we often talk about ideal scenarios in preparedness, but real life often throws us some curveballs, right?
Of course.
Can you share with the audience an instance where a preparedness plan you had to be significantly adapted or even completely abandoned due to unforeseen circumstances? I can share one right off the rip. There was a building that I was thinking about putting a cache by. There's a lot of debris and old ran down kind of place, and I'm seriously considering it because it's along the route. It's like just off the beaten path. If you stop there to grab the thing, it would only take a couple seconds to resupply, and it's at a distance where I thought it would be a good spot. And I drove past the other day, and there's equipment there. So the whole entire thing is going to be getting cleared out, and they'll be building something new there. So if I had cached something there, now would have been the time to retrieve it before you lose it. That was one of those plans that I had to abandon, right? 125. Appreciate that.
Yes. For me, it was, I think it was the first year we were here, and I did not split enough firewood. It was cut, but it wasn't split. And I could not get the wood splitter started. So I had to go old school and split it by hand with, I used a wedge and a sledgehammer. It was already cut, it just wasn't split. And I wasn't going to pull out the chainsaw and all that. So I used a 8-pound sledge and a wedge and split it, and did a monster workout to get enough wood for, the couple of days that I wanted to burn. But that made me rethink the whole plan. You know what? I'm going to double the wood supply that I cut and split for the summer and early fall, so that does not happen. Yeah.
That's it. Plan ahead, man. Especially with firewood, you got to be like a full season ahead to get that stuff dried out.
That's almost a year-round thing.
It is, and that's what I do year-round. And we've got a year's worth already sitting and seasoning, so seasoned. So now I'm going into next year and the year after now with cutting and splitting and stacking and all that good stuff. Yeah,
that's smart.
I'm a farm boy. I do that all year long. We trees fall down on the property and stuff like this. I log them out the best I can. We have these standing dead trees, and we leave them alone until they fall over. They got no bark on them. They're sun dried already. Like from split to stove, you don't even have to season the shit.
Correct.
And I stay harvesting it all the time. But boy, to split it by hand is brutal.
It's a lot of work.
I don't put so much on my YouTube as I should, but on my Facebook, if you were to follow me there, you see more of this day-to-day stuff that I do. I remember I had to jump off. I have an 8-pound Fiskars, cutting edge, maul, European.
Yeah.
I jump off the ground. And I'm kind of skinny, but I'm fucking strong. All right. I jump off the ground to split.
Like a Viking.
Yeah. But once you do it, it falls apart so good. And it's like I said, from split to stove, right out the woods, no seasoning and stuff like that. Finite resource.
Yeah.
Same here. I've got dead trees standing. Matter of fact, I got 3 trees that have already fallen that have been down for at least 2 years. So it's just cut it and split it. So yes.
No, we can't use the cactus out here for firewood.
Splitting wood is a brutal.
It is.
I don't know who said it. I think it was it's in the Bible, or God said if you split your own firewood, it'll warm you twice.
Yeah. Very true.
Yeah,
very true.
That's why I have a 30-ton log splitter that I could stay out there for hours and get multiple cords done. No matter. Yes. On
the farm, we have a log splitter that we'll use occasionally, but sometimes we got to have and by we I mean me.
Yeah, you sound like me. When I say we, I mean me. Yes.
I have other people that work there, but for the most part, I'm kind of stuck by my own devices. And but if you get the point of this story is if you get 2 people on a log splitter and keep your hands where they're supposed to be, you can get some serious work done fast.
And the one thing I did discover, a resource that I had no clue, the COO loves to split wood. She loves to use the wood splitter. So I showed her how to do it, and I said, you have at it. Yeah, I'll bring it, you split it. Yeah.
It's so satisfying to just watch that fucking wedge just penetrate.
Oh, yeah.
It's a cool machine, just crunch.
And you start getting you get a rhythm about you, and
Yep.
Now, don't discount the little hydraulic ram splitters that are manual, that are not gas powered.
he's kind of pump it up in it.
Yeah, yeah. It's,
Pushes
it's
through, yeah.
basically just a bottle jack sideways that pushes your wood into a wedge and
Yeah.
splits it.
That'll warm you 3 times.
Well, it's important for when, if things go the extreme route and we have no access to fuel and things like that,
Yeah.
the wood splitter is not going to be very beneficial, and then you're back to back-breaking labor.
Yeah.
Or improvise, and you're welding a freaking a splitting head to your bottle jack to put a plate
Right.
on the bottom and split wood. Improvise, adapt, overcome. That's always my advice.
And to that point is, if you ever look around in nature, you'll notice that the animals straight up do the easiest way. Ain't no, except for mountain goats, they're
Something wrong with them.
that's the 9 out of 10. That's the 1 out of 10.
The
Dennis.
1 out of 10.
But everything else just does it the fucking easy way, and there's nothing wrong with that if you're getting it done.
Yeah. If it works and it's not going to hurt you,
Yep.
roll with it.
How'd you do it? Doesn't matter.
Right.
So the Livingston man, I'm going to swing this one to you. What is a preparedness plan that you had in place that you had to significantly adapt or even completely abandon due to unforeseen circumstances?
Mhm.
All right. At first, I was gonna like trauma dump on you and tell you like this whole thing, and I decided to go around all that shit. But
Okay.
There's that whole thing.
Okay.
Let's just say that when like you think life is okay, and then all of a sudden like just
Curveball.
not huge. Yeah, went through that. Whatever. But practical terms, I'm gonna bring it back to the farm again.
Okay.
We're gonna go kind of far from home base, and we're gonna go out there. We have this part we gotta take care of. We brought gas, brought extra oil, the water, so we knew we were gonna be away from home base, but we're out in the toolies. Get out there doing the thing, and all of a sudden, like the machine I was using just stopped moving. It's running, it's mowing, but it won't move.
Okay.
And I don't know why. And it's right there, kind of next to Route 82. And we all know what happens is if you leave a disabled machine next to the road around here, they will put it on their trailer and take it.
Yeah.
So we have now a problem. The machine will not move, and I don't know why. So brainstorming occurs. It's like, all right, so we have to go get a trailer, a tractor that can pull the trailer, and we have to somewhat clear the path that this machine has to take that doesn't involve the road. And so after much ado, we were indeed able to pick the wounded soldier up and drag her back home and get her fixed and whatnot. What had ended up happening was the traction drive belt broke, the thing that ran the hydraulics in the zero turn, so the wheels wouldn't move. I didn't know that even that existed. So I thought they were like, it's dead.
It's dead.
I killed it, But, so my plan was to go mow the field and go home at the end of the day. But instead, we had to stick around for, like an hour after work and sweat and fight. We didn't
Tractor recovery.
we had to put a trailer hitch on the tractor, get the trailer, none of this was planned for. And all I was trying to do, common sense, was just mow the lawn, and all this went wrong because a belt broke. Perhaps then the moral of the long ass story is that it's that simple little thing, the weakest link.
Yep.
And if it's the thing you didn't even know was there, that's what got me. I didn't even know it was a thing.
Interesting.
Livingston man actually learned how to drive on a stick. I can indeed. I can drive the old tractors at work too there, bud.
Oh, man, with the clutch and all.
Oh yeah, I'm not as young as I look, old man. Okay. I was there.
The roaming
215
prepper.
years old.
Your thoughts, my friend. What is a preparedness plan that you had to abandon due to unforeseen circumstances?
Well, I can tell you one that we didn't think through. And this was Hurricane Ike that kind of came blowing through town in Houston, and it just made a hot mess, took the grid out and everything. It was just and it was moving fast. It wasn't like Harvey where it sat there and flooded 50 inches of rain and killed people. It just came tearing through and just tore everything up. All the trees, we had pine trees in that part of Texas, in the power lines. We were in the dark for like 2 weeks. It kind of sucked. The kids thought it was great. Storm goes through, and I look at my wife and I'm like, probably should call the insurance company. She says, yeah, we had no idea where the paperwork was. And so the next 3 hours, we're tearing up the house in the dark, trying to figure out where the hell the paperwork is. Also discovered, to Vision's earlier point, one of the flashlights did not have batteries because the teenager who was assigned to battery duty at the beginning of hurricane season did not catch that flashlight. But I learned a valuable lesson is to consolidate certain things in a handy place, like my book of documents, not just electronic, but hard copy, because the power was out. There was no Wi-Fi. Cell was iffy. That was the start of the bug out book, which is what we jokingly call it in the house, where I have the insurance papers, copies of our personal IDs, some other materials we need that we can quickly get everything we need. And if we had to leave, like you look at, like my daughter now lives in California in the mountains, right? Because those don't catch fire at all. I told them you need to make yourself a bug out book, explain what needs to go into it, because you can't bug in if your house is on fire. Like you have to go.
Yeah.
There's no option.
Yeah.
The flooding in North Carolina, you have to go. There's no option.
Yep.
You need to be able to find those things. And I just didn't think of it. I was like, oh, I'll put it in the filing cabinet. You had a little cabinet. Couldn't find a damn thing, y'all. 3 hours. We found one in my hunting bag. We found another piece of paper in my wife's purse from 2 months before. I'm like, oh no, we're not doing this again.
Yeah.
But it was a simple thing. All the paperwork, insurance papers, state information, all that stuff. Just keep it handy. Keep hard copies because those don't need batteries.
Yeah, very, very true. The important documents are important for a reason. Phone numbers and things like that, man. Write them down. Write them down. Get back to the old black book, because as soon as this thing gets wet, they're all gone. They're all gone.
Yep.
And that's what we rely on. I can't stress the little black book of phone numbers enough. Write them down. Put them someplace where they're most likely not to get wet. Right. And protect those things. Protect those things. They're important. They're important. Vacuum seal them. Put them in a bag. Whatever you got to do. Just keep those numbers around.
Yeah.
Trent is shamelessly repping our latest endeavor. This is coffee by the people, of the people, from the people. We figured out finally something to do with all that runoff.
That's right. This is pure 100% runoff.
Yeah, that's right. Waste not.
This too,
want not.
believe it or not, Pat Ribbon. They won an award 100 years ago. So
yes, this is
It's
runoff.
100 years old.
Coming.
like,
to
wow,
us
this is
by
the best
storm.
beer in the colonies. So like,
Ghost, great advice. A little right in the rain black book. That's something that's not going to get destroyed if it gets wet. And protect those numbers, man. It's important. It's important.
the first thing you should do when you meet a new person is like immediately pull out your weird black book and ask people like their fucking like personal information. So write it down right in front of them. They're
No.
to give it
You
to
need to write down your personal information, the
Yeah.
numbers that you're most likely not to remember, because none of us really remember phone numbers anymore, right? We've just got the contact list.
It will show it to you if you click on your contact.
You
or
click on
this
it, and then
number.
you write down the Livingston man and his phone number, just in case my phone goes in the drink, I can still get a hold of the Livingston man, because
On
at that
what?
point your online footprint is gone.
Your
I'll
phone's
have to
dead.
borrow somebody else's phone to phone a friend.
That's OPSEC shit. You're saying you're gonna put my phone in some randos? Oh, man.
Totally.
Is this the Livingston man? Not this again. Yeah,
That's my
Livingston
favorite.
man.
That's my favorite. Let me see. I have another question here. I'm trying
like a
to.
toddler.
Well, I have. I
Why?
wrote a lot of questions
But
down,
why?
and I'm. Okay, so this one I kind of geared towards the Livingston man, believe it or not, because of his unique scenario. Um, uh, so, Livingston man, beyond the immediate needs, what long-term sustainability and resiliency strategies are you implementing on the estate to ensure its viability and continued function in a post-crisis environment? You've got a lot to contend with there. You know what I mean? You deal with a vast amount of property, which is hard to secure. It's hard to keep people out of, and it also offers a lot of opportunity because you could totally spin up a whole society on the property itself.
Okay, I feel you on the question. Though really for me, it at this time, it really boils down to just the day to day of the job, make the place work and do stuff. Number one is maintenance. Stuff's got to work. All right. When I need the thing, it has to work. If it doesn't work, it's a problem. We have to resort to manual means. This is back to we're out of gas, we're out of this scenario. So a lot goes into just machine tool maintenance, discipline. Put your shit away, clean it when you're done. Yep. Put it where where it goes, all this stuff. Get a routine about you, run your thing the way you run your thing, but don't, experiment, but don't deviate too much. But it really, maintenance is the word I if I had to answer in one word, and I will never do that, is maintenance. It is anathema to me to wait for something to become a problem. Yeah. That is the antithesis of what I exist to do.
Oh, and that would agitate me if something went sideways in an emergency that should have been part of normal maintenance routine.
It happens. You can't get to everything. You don't know things. Yeah. You're just like, or whatever. You get thrown curveballs, whatever. But it's about being ready for it. Not ready for it specifically, but being ready for what you're not fucking ready for. Expect the unexpected.
Yeah. Everything's going to break at the most.
Yardbirds, I'm going to tell you, if you come to the town of Livingston and you look around, you will quite notice that this Livingston kid does indeed mow like half the fucking town. Okay, I'll be out there, bro. You might even see me drive through. Orange shirt.
I'm going to have to drive through your town just to see if I see him on a mower.
Oh yeah.
You just might. It's happened. I've gotten messages. Did I just see the Livingston man on a zero turn? I was like, yeah.
Totally. It was me. So I guess the same question to the rest of the panel. We just have to scale it down, so to speak.
Your homestead.
Yeah. So your homestead, your fort, your castle. What are the long-term sustainability and resilience strategies you are implementing at the homestead to ensure viability and continued function in a post-crisis environment? Vision preparedness.
For me, it's a couple of things. Number one is security. I'm always enhancing. Like I'm literally getting ready to put up a gate at the front of our property, period. And I'm not going to go into a whole lot of details about it other than it's a gate. Also, one thing that I'm working on, because I am horrible at this, is redundant hand tools. Mm-hmm. Because if I'm up at the barn and I need a shovel or something, and I'm like, it's in the garage at the house, so I got to walk all the way back to the house, get the shovel. Or if I'm in the house and I'm like, well, I need a push broom. It's in the barn. So I got to walk all the way back up to the barn to get that. So redundant tools and having them in multiple locations, which, I don't mind getting in steps, but there comes a point in time where I'm like, you know what? I'm 97 years old for a reason. I'll be 98 in October, and I don't need to be doing all this unnecessary walking. So redundant hand tools, because again, on our property, maintenance, like the Livingston man said, is crucial and key.
Yeah.
The COO will tell you, when I go out to do the proverbial yard work, I'm out there for a minimum of 3 hours doing stuff. So
The original, the Civil Defense Corps back in the day, it was recommended. There's manuals, you can read this now. They recommended you paint, give your house a good, nice, clean coat of white paint. Keep your yard clean. Don't have bushes and things too close to your house. This, that, the other thing. The reason for this is if the nuclear bombs dropped, houses that were not cluttered, were cleanly kept, landscaping done right, were less likely to be utterly destroyed by fire.
yeah.
So just moving forward, this, and everybody loves their aesthetics, and everybody loves to wants to plant that fucking rose bush in front of the window, and you should, because they ain't coming through that window.
Yeah.
Think about it. You can use landscape architecture as defensive works without actually making it seem like that's what you did.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And especially some of the shrubbery available nowadays, man. I tell you what, if you got caught in a barberry bush, you got a bad day, man.
I'm good. We're gonna hear you. The whole neighborhood's
I had
gonna
a
hear you.
rose bush that had the bonus of a wasp nest in it, and that was
Now
not
we're
fun to
talking.
deal with. But I'll tell
Yeah,
you
now
what,
we're
if someone
talking.
had come through that window,
Yep.
they would have gotten
You
it
got
from everywhere.
mulberry bushes at the perimeter, with freaking thorns that'll literally, perform surgery on you. So,
Mhm.
yeah, you
So
come walking through there.
now the prepper in me wants to take it a step further. I want to plant the thorny raspberry and blackberry bushes so that you can help fertilize my plants if you try to get into my domicile.
Oh, yeah.
And then you just make the berries a little sweeter. That's
Some of
all.
them nasty rose bushes, I feel like they could ensnare you. Like they would just find your mummified corpse in the shit. Like
I'm telling you.
feed off you.
Tell you, they grab you and they pull you in. As soon as you get one of those thorns, the rest of them are coming.
There's
Oh,
a guy
no,
out here.
That's why it
that's
flowered,
how
it
we
flowered
make.
so nicely.
Yeah, that's how we make the organic blend. See, y'all,
Rose petal,
we're-
petal infused. It's
exactly.
infused.
We're
Petal
coming out with a
infused.
whole line of products.
Just
that'll
keep
be-
saying the word infused. They'll buy it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just keep
totally.
saying
It's infused.
Mhm.
Yeah. The roaming
That's
prepper,
terrible.
my friend.
You know why me and Trent don't laugh? Because we ain't joking.
No, we're not joking. No,
No.
I can show you where the semis are parked.
Do you want to know like the amount of Bitcoin that is even going on here? Do you know we just opened up a new market in Eastern Europe? Big fans.
Big fan.
They love
People
it.
coin.
Mhm.
You get what you pay for.
Ironically,
I'm
it's
telling
the
You get
Livingston
exactly
Man patch.
what you pay
Yeah.
for.
Yeah.
Mhm. Mhm.
So the roaming prepper, beyond the immediate needs, what long-term sustainability and resilience strategies are you implementing on the homestead to ensure viability and continued function in a post-crisis environment?
So my environment's weird because I'm in the suburb of a small city, literally in the middle of nowhere. You will drive 4 hours in every direction and pretty much see cows and pump jacks and drilling rigs and coyotes. And that's pretty much it. So security is important, but at the same time, they have to get here. The zombies would actually die in the desert before they got to us out here. Water. We've been actively trying to design how to store water because you can have the best filter in the world. You can't filter sand and get water out of it. So
Very
that's
true.
something.
That's
And
true.
we don't get regular prolific rain like you would say in Houston on the coast or Ohio, upstate New York. So rain catch are not an issue. So we have to go with the larger storage, going vertical.
Yeah.
Also, we're still trying to figure out. We've actually talked to a neighbor who's thinking the same thing. Hygiene, specifically waste.
Yep.
Because if the system goes down, well, the good thing is we have a lot of property out here with which to put things, but we would have to transport said waste, whether it's people waste or just garbage in general.
Yeah.
So we know where the landfills are. We know where the dump sites are that are available to the public. So it's been a very strange transition going from a almost semi-tropical environment to a desert for the last 5.5 years.
Mhm.
And I had to change a lot of weird things, but that's too is the waste and hygiene. and water storage, because there's no natural water source out here.
Yeah.
I think to go along with the hygiene thing, it's getting everybody on board, right? This
Yeah.
is something that you need a whole neighborhood plan.
Yeah.
When the grid fails, right? You literally have to go talk to your neighbors and say, listen, clock's ticking. We're only going to be able to flush so many more times and it's over. Okay.
Yeah.
After that, we have to collect this stuff and dispose of it elsewhere. Otherwise, we're going to get sick.
Yeah.
The flies are going to come. They're going to transfer it to your food. People are going to get sick. It is not a good time. It has to go far, far away and be dealt with properly, or you're going to cross-contaminate yourself.
Well, all the rodents you have, just in general out in the country, if you have a waste issue near a residence, hell, you could literally give yourself bubonic plague.
Correct. Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Oh, the
pushed the
Livingston
wrong
man
button.
got hacked.
Yeah, he pushed the wrong button.
Oh, this is cool. We haven't had this happen before.
Yeah, there you go. And
He's
they're
back.
Welcome back.
We're back.
So
Yeah,
he's not
touch
allowed
the
to touch
button.
buttons anymore.
Did you have to plug him in? I know he's at 60%. But
Yeah, he's glitching out here.
I got us back.
I thought Livingston man
The
rebooted.
Hegelian dialect right there. I caused the problem and then solved it. So
and I
The
didn't
bearded
even
goon
wave
says
my
the
hand,
bots
so you
got him.
can't blame
look
me.
how useful I am.
Yeah.
do the thing, Livingston man. Do the thing. Oh man. Good times.
Salvage
Good
that
times.
nonsense. Well, unfortunately, due to me, Pete, they all got to hear what I think they all got to hear what you said, but we didn't.
They did.
Yeah. No, it's you gotta spread that shit out. That's the
Okay.
point we were getting.
Yo, I went on a bear hunting trip once. I with like 12 dudes. All right. And like when you started saying that, I had a chuckle because it's literally what happened. Like everybody was walking like 50 paces away from camp and taking a wicked shit. And then like day 2, it was like, bro, nah, like we cannot be doing this. Like, yo, it's stinking up in that place, bro. Like, and that is the thing. It will happen. Like,
Oh yeah. And
the more people you have, the more of this problem that you are producing.
Yep.
And
And
it's the thing.
Mike
Talk
touched
about
on a
things
good
you don't
topic.
think of. Yeah.
Yeah, but you're right, because if you have
Everybody
you
be
live in a
shitting.
community,
Mhm.
you could
Everybody
get 10
poops.
neighbors who agree we're going to put everything in this big dumpster, and then one of us will drive it and dump it out in some hole 10 miles away. And then you get that one house that walks into your yard and poops in your yard.
Yeah, that's when they. Well, yeah.
Well, that's when they wind up being part of the organic blend.
Correct. They're part of the organic blend. Yes, absolutely.
I don't know if we include those types. Listen, you smelled my feces and you showed up. Like that's not the kind of.
Yeah.
We're doing AAA grade here. We're not
Totally.
not
That's
fecal
true.
smellers.
Hey,
It's
it could be the
fecal.
fertilizer blend.
Yeah, the AAA grade. They'll be part of the compost pile.
that's right. Keeps my raspberry bushes healthy.
Yeah, soil and green. It's like silage, but different.
So my next question, I kind of geared towards the roaming prepper. So in the event of a regional or national crisis that significantly disrupts travel infrastructure, what is your contingency plan for returning to a predetermined safe location, especially if you're hundreds or thousands of miles away from home?
Ooh, that's a good one. So that is something that's always in the back of my mind. So typically, I mean, most of us in the U.S., not just Texas, we try to drive everywhere. But some business trips I have to fly. It just doesn't make sense another way. A few things I know because of the years I've been with my company, I know where all our facilities are. And I don't need a map to find most of them. And I have access to them. So each of those facilities will have water, they'll have gasoline, they'll have fuel, maybe snacks, certainly shelter in the short term. I do plan multiple routes to and from home. And also I have like-minded coworkers who
That's good.
That's good. Yeah.
We've already had discussions about where to find golf carts and spare batteries and fresher water and where we can camp and nobody would find us. And
Mhm.
there's a general agreement if somebody from Dallas gets stuck out in West Texas and they can't get home right away, to let those of us out here know so they can like basically have a 24-hour layover while they figure out what the hell to do next.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Having a stopover point that's relatively safe
Chuck
is
Norris
important.
Gun
Chuck Norris Gun Club. But
Viable option.
multiple routes to and from.
Yeah.
If you're flying, I always rent a car, even if I rent the cheapest, here's your potato Toyota little nub, because you know what? That beats walking.
Yeah.
And, you can get 30 miles per gallon out of those stupid little Toyotas. So,
Oh yeah.
I'm
Oh, yeah.
paying $19 a day for a week if something goes sideways. And I won't turn in, you can ask my wife, I will not turn in my rental car until I'm arriving at the airport.
Yeah.
Because I've seen one guy turned his car in the day before hurricane rolled through, and guess where he got stuck? In the airport. I would have been driving home. So,
Mm.
but plan those contingencies. Vehicles, stopovers, different routes. The flooding in Texas. If I was trying to go across Texas, when that middle part of the state flooded, you're going to need alternate routes, and you're going to need to understand what does and doesn't flood.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a big one. I've been thinking about that myself because, starting the new business now, I've been traveling a lot further away from home than I used to. So I often think about the places that I'm going and how I would get back from there if, the dreaded EMP came and my vehicle was disabled and I couldn't drive, right? And some of the routes that I take home are the kind that often get shut down due to accidents and things like that. So, always planning contingencies and thinking about, hey, where do I dump off if I hit this side road or that back road, and thinking different ways through things. So,
As a child of these like 80s movies like Red Dawn and Rambo and this and that and the other thing,
right.
secondary vehicle. If it's within your means, like strap an e-bike to the back of your car.
Yeah.
Throw a dirt bike in the bed of your truck. I don't know,
Yeah.
whatever. You can speed off to get gas. You can perform recon. You can just do stuff,
Even a mountain
pathfind,
bike.
if you will. Sure.
Yeah.
And say something happens to the main vehicle, you can still continue on or go away and come back to it without having to go on foot. Always thought that was a cool idea. Like I always figured that one day I would have like a Jeep or something and have like a dirt bike strapped to the back of it. Like we're going over here, the same thing as these people with the RVs and they're towing the Jeep behind it. Same
Yeah.
shit. Just on a poor.
Well, I normally have, in the back window a bus pass on there so I can, find
A
time.
bus pass.
But for me, it's, and being a dad, like my son him and 5 of his buddies did a road trip to Panama City. And so, we had the discussion, okay, be aware of your situation, and in the back of my mind, I'm like, okay, who do I know in the area or down there? And I have a couple of friends down there, and I text my son, here's their name, here's their number. If something happens, you call them.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, okay, Dad. But, I'm with the Livingston man. If I have the means to throw something in the back of my truck, then for alternative transportation, yeah. 9 out of 10 times, I'm always thinking, who do I know in the area where I'm going?
Mm-hmm.
Agreed.
That I could call if, something happens. So that's my go-to. Who do I know? Yeah.
And be ready to improvise too, because you get stranded, in a city. I love using Houston because it's like the New York of Texas. All the monsters show up there, the floods. You go to you think something's going wrong, you stop at a pawn shop or a small sporting goods store, even a Walmart, and just get the cheapest bike that fits you for $100 and throw it in your pickup truck as you drive back home.
Yep.
You know, while the cards are still working or you have the cash, and worst case, you give it, you know, you leave it in the garage in case you need it.
A reasonably priced bicycle is a practical option for practically anyone. It is the most efficient means of transportation. You turn those pedals one time, 360 degrees, and it can propel you hundreds of feet.
Yeah.
Think about it. Silent e-bikes do it without human effort, but you need a charging infrastructure.
Right.
Actual pedal bike, I seen somebody talking about in the comments. Yo, it's not going to kill you, man. Can you walk? You can probably pedal the bicycle. Does it suck? Yeah, maybe a little bit, but like you're still making time. You're doing better than somebody walking. Just don't let nobody jack shit. It's also green if you give a fuck. You know, you don't need no gas. You don't need nothing. A bicycle is extremely simple. Like hit that chain with some WD-40 with silicone in it once in a blue moon, and it'll work. Okay, flat tires, slime it. Who cares? This is the apocalypse. Nobody gives a shit. Okay.
Yeah, fill it with spray foam.
But a bicycle will get you anywhere you're trying to go, depending on how much effort you want to put into it, faster than walking. And it can carry cargo and potentially a passenger. We tested the Rambo.
Yeah, the Nomad e-bike.
With a full load of cargo and Mike and myself on it, and it still hauled us through a cornfield over ruts and everything else.
Yeah. Yeah,
Nice.
things pretty tough, man. Things pretty tough, and you can get some serious mileage out of them before you need to charge. You're talking 30 to 50 miles from home before you need to charge that battery. And it's not like when the battery runs out, you're not still riding a bicycle, because the pedal assist is going to take you even further and have you do a lot less work for the amount of stuff that you're carrying.
You start talking about, okay, you get like a compact solar battery.
Oh yeah, totally. You could strap an Opus to the back of these things.
They have wearable solar panels.
Well, I'm thinking the trailer, the right panel setup, and see, Vision's got one in hand, ready to go. Totally, man. Totally. That's hanging off your backpack while you're pedaling, charging an auxiliary or an extra battery for the e-bike. If you're going to buy an e-bike, buy the one with 2 batteries. Spend the extra money so you can charge while you ride. Right?
Now, this is the future. And as long as we don't get knocked back into the Stone Age, this is the future that you will have to contend with, everyone.
Yeah.
So
improvise, adapt, overcome.
Remember when we were the first people to get the coolest video games? Remember when we were the first people to we lived both with the internet and without the internet. We're the same people who will live with the stick shift and the e-bike.
Yes.
Yeah.
Remain adaptable.
Yes.
Don't
100%.
discount this new technology just because you disagree with some political aspect. It's green energy and I don't like it. First of all, you just sound like kind of ridiculous.
Yeah.
But second of all, you have to embrace this new technology, because unless the nukes drop, this is the future. This is what you will, whether you like it or not, this is what's going to happen.
Oh, totally.
The internal combustion engine will be a antique, a cool thing you see at car shows. Everything will be electric, and however it is that they harvest that electric, that's going to be the real technology. But the fact remains, it's all going electric.
Yeah, totally.
Unless it goes back to sticks and stones.
Agreed, Livingston, man. I do have one more quick question, and this one is, I told you I've been gearing these towards the folks on the panel tonight.
Why?
And you don't get out easy, Mr. Vision Preparedness. So
he's got 1 minute. Well, we started like 18 minutes late.
I know that Trent, he works online, right? And he lives online. He is Vision Preparedness, right? So I thought this was a good question for him. Given the potential for online information overload and misinformation during a crisis, what are your methods for vetting information and identifying reliable sources and avoiding panic or misdirection from unreliable online content?
Good Lord. To unplug the internet.
Yeah. How do you navigate the propaganda, I guess, if you had to get it down in a nutshell?
So basically to have multiple resources. You don't rely on MSNBC.
Yeah.
Check MSNBC. Well, no, let me back up. First of all, the media mafia, all of them regurgitate the same thing.
True.
You gotta have non-traditional sources that you can trust. Al Jazeera News, other news outlets outside of our country, if the internet is still working. But the best thing I can say is have multiple sources and compare, engage, and read and listen to what you don't hear and or see, because they're only going to tell us what they want us to know. If they drop a nuke on California, they're not going to tell us that there's also one inbound for Texas, New York, and Chicago. They're not going to tell us that. So you gotta gauge all of that. But one thing that I have and keep, because I digital copies of stuff that are on multiple devices that I do not need the internet in order to access.
Mhm.
And they stay charged. Matter of fact, I pulled one out last night and it was dead as a doornail. Plugged it into a power bank and charged it up. Different PDFs and documents that potentially could save your life.
Yeah, those are big, man.
Yes. So, multiple sources. Again, they're in the other room. Handheld radio, ham radio. I don't care if you're trying to, talk to somebody, but turn it on and listen. You don't have to transmit. Gather intel. Use that thing for gathering intel. Multiple sources that you can make a wise decision from.
Fantastic advice. Fantastic advice. Thank you, Vision Preparedness, the roaming prepper. Your thoughts on navigating the propaganda and preparing for that information overload during a crisis. What are your methods for vetting the information and identifying reliable sources to help avoid panic and misdirection?
Well, I guess the first thing is be familiar with what's normal for your area and for your state. If they're saying everything is fine and you don't get snow in your area and you have snow coming down in July, something broke. The weather is broken. Something is not normal. To Vision's point, you want to be able to get different resources. So between some of the veterans groups out here, we got a few of the guys are ham radio operators. We got the company communications. I can start seeing a lot of different chatter, but then at the end you have to decide, okay, does this, and it becomes a common sense thing, does this sound rational?
Yeah.
And it's ask yourself 5 whys. Why are they telling me this? Oh, well, this politician said this is, I don't know, this country's fault. Why would that country do that? Now, if you're thinking to yourself, well, why would a country attack us? They have no dog in this race. It doesn't make sense. Start to question it. Keep asking why until you've convinced yourself, yeah, it's either valid or it's not.
Right.
But understanding how actual things work, understanding how water plants work, understanding the area, how things flood, what your weather patterns are. Because if they're saying one thing and you're seeing and observing other things, that's your own eyes are your best source.
Amen.
After that, always trade notes with people. I mean, we all trade notes. I mean, we're always, in the background.
Oh,
But
yeah.
coworkers, hey, what's the weather like over there? You getting any flooding in there? You get on Teams, go chat with your friends, and you constantly hear things going on. And that's like they said in the movie that we all picked on, but they did have a few good ones. The Leave the World Behind. That one actor, the businessman who came in the tuxedo to the house, He was talking about his client. And he said, all you can hope for is to get a heads up with enough time to do something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Ain't that the truth? Ain't that the truth? Fantastic answer.
Awesome.
The roaming prepper. Livingston, man. What are your thoughts? Because I know this topic is near and dear to your heart with the propaganda. How do you help avoid the propaganda and the media hype during a crisis?
This could rapidly go into a hole where we don't have time to go down. But yes, everything that Pete said. But then, as Pete was saying it, I became discouraged because I realized that so many people don't actually do that. Especially when you mentioned alternative news sources.
Yeah.
If you're the type to admit that like the media is rigged, they all parrot the same, more or less, talking points and whatever, then when you reach outside of it and you get a foreign perspective, it can really help you. If you're one of these people, I'm a fucking American citizen, bro. Like, I love America. I'm full USA all the way, but it helps you. It's not like it's for me to be criticized. I am not America, or am I? I don't know. It's not for me to say. But when you get an idea of what the others
Yep.
think of you, you can't keep your entire world perspective within your own personal circle, or else you get what's called an echo chamber, where you just got a bunch of people just repeating what everybody else wants to hear.
Mm-hmm.
Perhaps you enjoy that bliss, that ignorance. I myself personally do not. I want to know what I do wrong. Why do you hate me? It's important to know, rather than insulate yourself from it and just stamp your foot down and said, I did nothing wrong and I am the shit out here. That gets you just this reputation as an arrogant prick. Where, constructive criticism should be useful to you.
Yep.
Hysteria and, fear mongering and hate and all this, no place for it. It doesn't make sense. That stuff it's not common sense. That's emotion. That's anger and frustration and, well, again, ignorance, just showing its ugly head. Be the better person. Know what you're talking about, or don't open your mouth.
Yep.
And if you do not know what you're talking about and have henceforth decided to not open your mouth, yield the conversation to the person who does. And maybe you'll learn something. Put your prejudices aside. Enough. Common sense has got to prevail amongst all of us people of this planet. Enough of this fucking just draw lines across everything and call other people something, put ourselves and others in tiny little boxes and call it something and hate it because it's in a different box. It's counterproductive and it's not common sense
Actually,
at all.
it blocks you from seeing potential solutions and resources when you get tunnel vision like that. You're 100% right.
Absolutely. Grateful Prep says, but sometimes we think we know, but we don't. I think it's important to be a teachable individual, to be able to learn something from somebody, to be able to say, hey, let me see that. You're not doing it right. And they show you a different grip or a different technique. I've been schooled with a ferro rod by some friends. They're like, hey, man, you're doing it all wrong. Let me show you some tricks. And I sat quietly. I wasn't an arrogant asshole. I said, I know how to strike a ferro rod. I could do this. I was like, oh, cool. If you got a better way, man, I'm all about it. And they taught me a different method for striking my ferro rod that made life a lot easier for me.
The School of Hard Knocks takes way longer.
It does. And if you're going to be an asshole, they're going to say, oh, okay, well, you got it then. And they're going to walk away and they're not going to deal with you anymore. And it's a good way to shut yourself out from actually learning something, that arrogance that I know better. Right. Be humble and maybe you'll learn something. Maybe you won't learn something and you'll actually have to teach in that moment. But it remains to be seen. If you keep your mouth closed and your mind open, you might learn something.
And the ferro rod is the perfect example because that exact same thing happened to me. Good friend of mine is like, you don't swing, you don't push on the striker, you pull on the rod.
Yep.
And you get better control of where the spark goes. I was like, you got to be freaking kidding me. So yeah, that was a teachable moment. Absolutely.
Simple adjustments make huge differences.
Yes.
Everybody,
You know nothing, Rook. Okay, you know nothing.
I'm waiting.
You haven't been around.
Let's see.
You think
here.
you know
There we go.
everything.
There we
You think
go.
you just walk in here.
Yeah, no. Bane.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so very much for joining us this evening on the fort. You have to do it in the bottom there, Livingston, man. Right? Yeah, it's weird. It's weird. I'm sorry. But I really appreciate y'all being here and joining us on this episode of the Four Horsemen podcast. Please make sure to smash that like button, share this out so that other people can maybe hopefully learn something from us. Thank y'all for joining us, and hopefully we will catch you next week. I'm not sure who the host is up top here, but it's one of these, the Vision Preparedness. Next week we will be on Vision Preparedness's channel, so make sure to join us on the next Four Horsemen podcast. Thank you for joining us, folks. Stay safe and keep on prepping, man.
Apocalypse now, 4 horsemen riding dirty. Death on the left, keep the Glock sturdy. Famine in the kitchen, hunger like a beast. War paint ready, unleash the inner beast. Pestilence drop, spread fear in the streets. Disease hit the block, no doc can compete. Horseman information, skies turning black. Future looking bleak, no turning back. 4 horsemen riding on the edge of night. Chaos in the wake, no end in sight. 4 horsemen bringing dark to the light. Want to get ready for the fright. Death smirking, souls counting in the tally. Coffins on standby, final ride in the alley. War ain't a game, got the war drum stumping. Battalion on the move, always be something. Famine hit the block, food vanish in the mist. Empty pots, empty bellies, can't even twist. Pestilence lingering, bodies hit the floor. Disease knocking at the door, can't ignore. 4 horsemen riding on